Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Moms After Dark, the show where being a little edgy, being very real, loving drag queens, and drinking vodka are all okay. It is okay to buy a candy bar and eat it without telling anyone. You know what else we can do? Call our vagina a vagina. Leave your judgy at the door because we are also not offended if you say black, purple, gay, pan, or just human. We are here to educate ourselves with love and humor. Grab a drink of something refreshing and let's have a bit of fun.
Welcome to Moms After Dark. Here's your host, Carrie.
My guests today are Giselle and Fatima. Giselle, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am a single mom and adoptive mom of a teenager, so I got my hands full. Yes. I run my family's business. Sounds very glamorous because we are a Caribbean family and we do logistics to the Caribbean, so we ship things to the Caribbean. It's not that exciting. I'm typically working from home in my pajamas, which is pretty fun. I know. Exciting, but not necessarily glamorous. So when the FedEx guy comes to the door, it isn't that exciting. Unless, yes.
You got a package.
What kind of package do you have? But yeah, so when I took over my parents' business, it allowed me the lifestyle, and I was like, I'm single. What am I going to do? And I kind of reassessed, and I decided after 45, I was going to go and adopt, and I adopted a teenager, which is interesting to say the least. So yeah.
And she was how old when you adopted her?
15. So we've been together 3 years. She's 18 now.
So she was already had an attitude, already had boobs, already had period.
Oh, she had it all and then some. She came with some extra luggage. It wasn't just a carry-on.
Yeah. I mean, my youngest is getting ready to turn 15.
I'm sorry.
And our other co-host tonight is Fatima. Tell us about yourself, Fatima.
Oh, well, I am a mom of a 15-year-old and a stepmom of a 22-year-old and a 27-year-old and a step-grandbaby of a 4-year-old. And life is exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's really great. I enjoy my kids. I enjoy my life. I've been working really, really hard in the shoe world, and it's... Yeah, they don't carry these. Oh. But yeah.
But the shoe is a shoe, and those are some shoes!
Thank you.
Girl,
Thank you.
I couldn't do that. My knee would would buckle and be like, bitch, no.
I'm ready to put on my slippers.
Well, it's nice that we're sitting down. You can have the fancy shoes,
Get
yeah?
these things off. Ain't nobody looking.
Yeah, see this week.
We're looking now.
Okay, so our topic today is parenting. Okay, it do take a village.
It does.
I mean, we all know that it does. It's not. You know what? It's a topic that I think that some people don't talk about very much because it's just assumed.
Yeah.
Until you don't have it. You know, then it becomes like, what do I do if I don't have that? And I have put myself in that situation purposefully. And I was ticked off at myself that I did it. And, you know, the village and, you know, parenting is not just one parent or two parents. It's the whole plethora of people that are there to raise your children. Those
for
are
sure.
your parents.
For sure.
You know, we're all there. Like, you know, if I had an emergency, Fatima's going to be the first one that I call and say, I have to throw Sadie at you. That thank God she's in my village.
Yeah.
And thank God she has a son that's the same age and they get along, and it's all part of it. So when we talk about these villages, and you made this decision, like you didn't just grow a village.
No.
It was like, holy shit, like all of a sudden you have to assimilate a village.
Yeah. It was not, like, I had to be real conscious about it. It wasn't just the friends that I had around me. Like, I had to think about, even before you adopt, they like ask you questions. They ask you, who do you have to support you? And I did not know what I was getting myself into. I thought I knew until it actually was in my lap. And then I scrambled and I was like, I need people there, because I have a great family, but my mom lives in Fort Myers. That's not something you can't go, hey, can you pick her up from school today?
Right.
It doesn't happen. So, I've had to depend on friends and some like other adoptive parents who get it, because not everybody gets it. That's the other thing, is that people would say, I'm in and I'll help you. They knew I was adopting and they're like, just call me whenever. And then you make that phone call and they're not necessarily there. So I had to be really, really conscious and intentional about who my village was going to be. So I have some really great friends that have stepped up. We call them family. They're the friends in the family.
Absolutely.
We actually just came back from vacation, 3 families. We went to a cabin in the mountains, threw all the kids together, and one kid's acting up. Whoever the parent is in the room is the one who takes care of the business, right? So that's what we did. And yeah, so it's only been 3 years, and there's a lesson to be learned like every single day. And like I said, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. So sometimes I have to scramble to find out like who is going to be there in that clinch moment.
And then there's like sometimes, and I understand this, that you think that you have that person. You think that they're going to be there, and then push comes to shove. You're like, wait a minute, they did something really stupid. I'll go out and I'll have a drink with you and we'll have dinner.
Yep.
But I'm not going to let you have my kid.
Absolutely.
And that hurts.
Yeah.
Like you think that you know somebody, and it's like, I think I'll pass on that.
Well, I mean, in my case, I adopted a kid who has a story. I mean, we didn't know her from day one. She's got her own stuff she's coming in with. And so I also had to pick people that I could trust with her needs. Yeah. Like, I need to know that when I come back, she's not going to be worse than when I gave her to you. Right?
Hey there, ladies and gents. We are here at Dance Forever in Palm Harbor, just off of 19, close to Alderman. And my friend Kathy is one of the owners and instructors here. And we just had a little dance lesson. I'll show you that later. It was super fun. It was fun.
It was fun.
But I'm not a dancer. I'm like, wait, I gotta count? No.
Yeah, who knew dancing involved math?
Oh God, no! Somebody get a garlic. But Kathy and I met about maybe a year ago.
I think so.
About a year ago at a networking event, and we just kind of clicked and had some fun together.
Yes.
And we've been kind of working with each other since then. So, tell me about the studio. What is it that you do at your dance studio?
So at our studio, we teach all forms of partner dance. We do the things that people typically think of as ballroom dance, like waltz, tango, foxtrot, where we have a big ball gown on, and the gentleman's wearing a tuxedo. I know. Or maybe you have a very aloofness for your tango. I call tango
it's
like
almost sexy.
Tango is like the makeup sex of the dance floor. That's what I like to think of it. But So every dance has its story. So I always tell people don't judge, because sometimes we have preconceived notions about which ones we might want to learn. And I was one of those people. I kind of wanted to be the one dance wonder. I saw something hot and I was like, I'm going to learn that. But some of them really surprise you, because you might not like the look of it when you see somebody dancing it, but you like the feel of it when you move to the music. So that was something I hadn't thought about. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Totally never even crossed my mind to think of it like that.
And then something that's different is in our studio we do fun dances that are done in the clubs, like salsa, merengue, bachata. Some ballrooms don't teach those because they're not competitive style. We teach West Coast swing, which is really popular here in Pinellas County. And then we do the rhythm dances. So you have fun dances like cha-cha, East Coast swing, sensual dances like rumba and bolero, samba. And we're all the things. You got it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. How long have you been at this location?
So we've been in the Fountains Plaza for 3 years, and then we were 2 miles south of this location for the last 10 years. So
in business 13
years. Come.
And I don't want to, I never want to age somebody. How long have you been dancing? Like, when did you start?
I'm a late bloomer, so I didn't grow up with any dance training. I didn't grow up with parents in the industry like a lot of people did. I found dance late in life. I wasn't a cheerleader. I didn't do sports, so I like to say I was kind of as clumsy as they come. And so
I like your nerd swagger.
Yes, if I own it. If I can get to where I am, then I know I can take other people there with me. So, but I started watching So You Think You Can Dance.
Okay.
I saw an episode of that in 2008, and I told a girlfriend I want to take a dance lesson. She went to get a pedicure. Somebody there happened to be talking about a dance exhibition. She called me up and she said, "Let's go." And that's how it all started.
Wow. It's really strange to me where people find their influences.
Yes.
I probably was watching the same show at some point. Travis Wall was on there at some point. One of the first seasons of So You Think You Can Dance. And I'm not like a big dance guru or anything. But there are a few people that I have like followed their career and watched them grow, and it's like, oh my gosh, he's so, famous now, and he does all the things, and I've seen him on like RuPaul's Drag Race choreographing there, because me and RuPaul are besties. So yeah, it's funny where you find your inspiration. What's your inspiration for keep going? Besides the love of dance.
Yeah, for me, it's the transformative effect that dance has on people's lives. And I get to see that happen when I'm working with people. I love when they have their light bulb moments, or I like to use Oprah's aha moment, right? When we get something that clicks for us and they just light up and they're like, oh. So it's really rewarding for me to get to bring that to people. And some people might just come and take a few lessons. They don't really get to have that transformation. It's the people who stick with it a little bit longer that they start standing up straighter. They start dressing a little different. They might go get their hairstyle changed. I know. And it's just something that it gets inside you, and it just starts to ripple. And then it makes a million other changes that you never would have thought.
Mother Teresa of dance. She's the one. She had a quote that said, "I want to be the stone that starts the ripples."
I love it.
Right?
Yes.
So that's basically the same thing. Like you're putting that stone in somebody. And causing those ripples.
Yeah.
You have a baby, you know what they are like from the get-go, right? Like you got 15, 18 years of knowing that sneeze means something, but I don't. So like I have to be really, really careful.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, you have this very short time of knowing this person as a teenager. And, when you raise a child, all the little intricate details about them. and you have to learn this person while also trusting your village too.
Absolutely. There was a fun time where she was having some trouble in school, and the teacher would call me and say, I need you to do X, Y, and Z. I said, we've known her the exact same amount of time, right? So I'm not sure she's going to do it for me if she's not doing it for you. Like, we're on the same level right now. And that was a wake-up call for a lot of people in the village, that I needed to depend even on teachers to be able to tell me what was going on, because I didn't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's got to be hard, like having, because of the extreme situation and pulling the village together so quickly, when you have to have that conversation with someone like a teacher or a tutor or a soccer coach or whatever, and they look at you like, what do you mean you don't know your kid like that?
Yep.
Why, bitch, because I just got her.
Right. She's new.
Hey, I just. Here we go.
You have a certain style of dance that you want to
I do not. I like, when my husband and I go out and dance, or we're in our family room dancing, it's just we put on some funk music and we just move our bodies, and that's just how it is.
Yeah. So most of what we do here is partner dancing.
Okay.
So it's really great that you feel confident moving your body out there to your interpretation of what you hear and feel to the music. It gets a little trickier when we're moving two bodies to the same piece of music. So we have some roles there.
Okay.
And it's kind of old-fashioned, but we've got a leader's role and a follower's role. Typically, but not always. The gentleman is the leader and the lady is the follower. I like to think of it in more modern terms of we have somebody who's initiating a movement and somebody who's responding to a movement.
Okay.
So,
that makes it less follow the leader.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate follow the leader
Exactly,
stuff.
me too. Because we're out there and we are like, take charge and we get it done. And so for a lot of people, I think the modern women definitely identify with that. We're opening our own doors these days.
That's correct. Okay, so this teacher isn't getting it.
Yeah.
Is the next one going to get it? Is this something that I'm going to have to deal with all the time?
Well, it is. Honestly, that is my biggest lesson as being a new mom, talking to people who are experienced moms. I'm like, I have a lesson to teach you, because I am constantly, every single day, figuring out, do I need to switch things up? Do I need to find a different school for her? Do I need to move her to a different place? Is this the right environment for her? Like, every single thing, is she surrounded with the right people, the right peers in my little village and things like that. So I'm calling audibles on a daily basis.
But we also do private lessons by appointment, because I know for me, I signed up for private lessons at the same time I signed up for a group class, and I felt so self-conscious in the group class.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
No,
I felt
can
like
see
other
that,
people were getting it faster than me. I felt like I was the slow learner. I didn't realize they had taken the class before, or they had seen the material before, so I didn't like give myself that grace. So if I had only tried that group, I might not have stuck with my training, because I really felt kind of embarrassed. But because I had the private class, and my teacher said, don't worry if you don't get it, we're going to review it.
Yeah.
And I really needed that.
You need that extra little boost of confidence to set you, you know,
Yeah.
the bar just a little higher
Yep.
for you.
One of the first exercises I like to give my partners is we're going to just do a patty cake. And what we're going to do is we're going to lean in. So I want you to kind of give me your body weight. There we go. Now with this simple exercise, I can actually feel which foot I put you on. So I'm going to just move to the side.
Okay.
And you felt me.
Yes.
It's like a little magic trick, right? So I can tell, I know, where I want to move you.
Okay.
I'm going to stop you there. Now we're going to change direction. Exactly. Cool. Yeah.
I was anticipating.
No, you did great. You only went once and you waited. And you waited. So what we just did is a little fun exercise. I feel like I give this to all of my new dancers.
Okay.
Because we're developing now nonverbal communication.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay.
And that's what dancing with a partner is all about, right? So you felt I moved you forward, backward, sideways. And those are some of the basic elements of dance.
That is the coolest ever. For somebody that doesn't dance, for somebody that, I feel like I have rhythm.
Yes.
But I have been told on many occasions by mostly my children, Mom, just stop. Because
You're just
it's not
jelly.
working.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? It totally is.
Let's work on a little salsa basic.
Oh,
So-
that's all in the hips.
Yeah, we're gonna get our hips going by leg opposition. So I'm gonna have one knee poking forward and the other leg straight.
Okay.
And then every time I change weight, what's happening is
Your
I'm
hips
getting off
follow.
the heel. Yeah, I poke one knee forward, and that sends my hip back. So then we can add a little rotation. So I imagine somebody is pulling me by my belt loop on my jeans, and that can send my hip back and around as I change weight. So every time I change weight, it feels like you're running in place, right? We're not getting anywhere, but we're running in place, and we're in a
I'm gonna be
hurry.
out of breath.
Because salsa music is fast.
It is.
So.
Well, I will say, you know, I've always said, as far as teenagers, you know, which puts us all on if they experience mom and the adoptive moms of a teenager, puts us on the same level. There's something that happens with children when they turn teenagers. And I always say the mothership comes and takes away the child.
I say that too.
And replaces it with
The body snatcher, some alien.
And so your situation, I almost, you know, adore your situation because at least, you know, one, you don't have this sense of loss for the child that you once knew.
That is true. That is true. Yeah.
If you look at my phone, I have a picture of my son, and it was of when he's 4. He's my screensaver. And people go, "Oh, your son's so cute," and I'm like, "Yeah, he's 14 with a
He used to be.
mustache." This is what I like to hold on to.
Yeah.
Because this other kid, I don't know who he is.
You make a really, really good point with that, in the sense of like that I don't mourn that loss, and it actually helps me talking to other parents, because in my village I have another mom, and she's got 3 kids. One of them is just out of teenage, and then the other 2 are just younger and then just older than mine. So we all kind of throw them together. And she'll call me and she'll be like, "Oh, I need to have the sex talk with you before I have the sex talk with my kids. And is this the right thing to say?" And I said, I just approach it differently, because you are looking at your baby, right? In an adult's body, you're looking, and I can't have that sex talk. And I'm thinking I need to, because she's experienced some things in her life that most people haven't. So I have an obligation. So I look at things a little bit different. And then when we share, I think we learn so much from each other. And that, I think, is a good lesson too, because we're all bringing some different experiences. Right. Yeah.
I'm going to give you guys another take on that, because my children are from 2 different generations. I have one that's getting ready to turn 33, and then this one's getting ready to turn 15. So it was 2 totally different time frames, 2 totally different worlds that they were brought up in. I can tell you that they come back from the mothership. They do. I mean, you know, I started liking my oldest when she turned about 25, 26.
And their brains functioning?
So it's only about 10 years
Yeah.
that you're like, oh, who are you and why are you with me? Why are you here? Ugh.
Yeah.
You know, we love them, every bit of them, but we don't have to like them.
Yeah.
So they do come back, and now I absolutely adore her because she's awesome. She's just an awesome kid.
Well,
So
Giselle, I have to say, and I have to get this in because I have this saying for years.
Yes.
And I just said it to someone yesterday, and now I have to throw it out the window, which is everybody wants a baby, but nobody wants a teenager. And now I can truly throw it out the window because you went for a full teenager.
Listen.
And I'm saying in
Yeah.
jest because
Well,
I love my kid, but
I was the opposite. So when I started my adoption journey, I was single and I was like, God, I've done a lot of great things in my life. I have a lot of great stories to tell. And I just never had the opportunity to be a mom. And in that, I didn't want the baby. I wasn't looking to have a cute little baby where I was like, oh, it's my baby. So that wasn't why I pursued adoption. I had been a high school teacher for years, and they were my favorite. Like that age, they're crazy, and they have a lot of attitude, and they got a lot of mouth. But as an outsider, not being their mom, I love them because I got to see them like kind of grow into human beings, right? I saw them come back from the mothership.
has the village broken down before?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And you just, what do any of us do at that point? Because I moved from Cincinnati
Do the math.
17 years ago, 16, 17 years ago. The oldest was almost grown by then. I left all my friends. I left my whole family. I did have a brother that was fairly close by, but I don't have a village.
Yep.
So I intentionally got rid of my village.
Yeah.
And I have intentionally gotten rid of it again since then because I realized that that was not the correct village for me to
Yeah.
have my daughter in. So when we do that, we are opening ourselves up to starting that whole process of who do I trust? Who do I like?
Yeah.
Who can do it at this time? Who can do
Yep.
it at that time? Da, 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 da. Have you gotten to the point where it's, and Fatima, this is you too, because your family is not here.
no.
You have,
I was my own village when I had my
Yeah.
child. My own. Yeah.
Yeah.
I called it the compound. It was myself and my child for a year straight, and it was difficult. You know,
Yeah.
I had outreach where I could speak to people on the phone, but as
Right.
far as my immediate family or anyone to support,
when
it
did you
didn't exist.
decide, okay, hold on, it's time for me to grow my village. Like, I need,
It was
people around me?
happenstance. It
Yeah.
happened in a back corner of a martial arts school where I overheard two women speaking, and I kind of interjected and said, "Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. You know, is that okay that I was in your conversation?" And they both said, "No, of course, that's okay." And here we are.
yeah.
And here's our
Years and
friend
years later.
Val. Years
Yeah.
later, it just I fell into my village here. I'm very protective of myself. I'm very protective of my child, and I have little things that I kind of go into a cocoon. So I'm not very outward. Maybe a little bit more than I used to be, but if you did not respond the way you did, I would have never said anything. And I told you that, and you're like, really? And I'm like, yeah, I'm.
You have to look for those signs though. Like that's the
Yeah.
thing. You kind of feel people out.
The old saying, it takes a village to raise a kid, is handed down from either an old African or Native American proverb. But honestly, no matter where you come from, this totally rings true. And although we are in a time where it becomes more and more difficult to rely on others, loyalty is sometimes skewed quite a bit, reliability. We live in a very me generation, but we all still need our children to learn everything about every person that they can possibly learn from.
Yeah.
And that's why I think it's so important that we do have diversity, and it's okay to rotate your village.
Yeah.
It's okay. Like that person, oh, weren't they nice?
Yeah.
But let me tell you about the decisions that they've made because of such and such.
Yep.
And, da, 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 da. And I think it's okay to teach our kids that.
Yep.
Like people make choices, we make choices. We all make choices. So having them learn about why the village is so important
Yep.
helps the younger generation to understand the diversity in people.
Yep.
Look for our Moms After Dark bloopers and full interviews on our YouTube channel. Subscribe, follow, do all the crap. Go to our Facebook page and follow that. Go to the Instagram-y thing and follow that. We'll have recaps, updates, fun information on there. Thanks for hanging out with us at Moms After Dark, where we have some girl power realness going on and hopefully some laughs that you had today. We hope that your mind was open, your heart was full, and your knowledge expanded. Ladies, always remember that you are enough. Everything that you do is worthy of everything that you want it to be. Look forward to seeing you next time on Moms After Dark. Peace out.